Hey guys, welcome to the Sherwood Shakeup. This is the season 3 premiere. We're just so happy to be back for another season. We didn't think we would make it this far. The show started as kind of an experimental thing to do while we were in the lockdown a couple years ago because we didn't have any hands-on in-person activities. And so it was the only thing we could think of to do, which is just get on a live show, weekly show, and start engaging with people in our community and start engaging with people in the entertainment industry. And it actually worked out really nice because we were able to get connected with people that we probably wouldn't have been able to connect with if we were just meeting in person at our theater spaces or at our different functions, which we are now so happy that we're back in action and can have our in-person meetups again and have some incredible events that we're able to do. Like this last one we just finished in the end of December. It was a great way to finish off 2022. And we did it with a bang. It was our Sherwood Players International Film Festival, second annual, actually, 2022. And it was incredible. We brought in films and filmmakers from all over the world who came out to LA, to Hollywood to do our screening event. And then we followed it up with an in-person awards party and ceremony where we gave out awards for the best films. And a lot of people showed up. In fact, people, not just the local filmmakers, which was, great to have you guys, of course, but we had people flying in from all over the world, people coming in from New Zealand and the UK. And we had films screening from all over different countries as well, like India and Morocco and Iran. And it's just so awesome to have so many talented filmmakers together in one space, celebrating good filmmaking. And we did it in style. So we have a lot to share with you from the event, and we are hoping to get more of the content up on our YouTube channel very soon. But what's really awesome about this premiere episode today on the Sherwood Shakeup is that we're actually able to have some of the award-winning filmmakers with us to talk to today, and we can show a little bit of the films, especially for people that weren't able to make it out to the event. If you want to hear more about what films made it in, what films won some awards, and we can hear some of their stories. And that's what we're about here at Sherwood, is storytelling, good storytelling, where artists have a chance to have their visions manifest and demonstrated and displayed to the world. And we do it as a team. We bring together people in a team where there's power in numbers, and we can see the results in the films themselves. We can see it. Like it's unmistakable when you get just the right combination of talent together, everybody knowing the job that they have to do, and you can elevate that product by getting those things right and those details that matter, and those things, those thoughtful moments that you take to get those little things right. It really does help elevate that final product. And then you can celebrate certain successes. You can go around and get your films in different festivals, and ours is a great place to start. A lot of people, I think we had actually a few world premieres in our festival this time around, which was awesome. So, and of course, we encourage you to get your film out to other festivals, other bigger festivals, ones that we look up to and say, hey, one day I'm going to get into Tribeca or Sundance or any of the other, Austin or there's a ton of them out there, Toronto. But we have to work our way up little by little, one step at a time, and we'll all get there. So, like I said, Sherwood Players, power in numbers. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to get to today. Before we get on with the show and start introducing some of the guests, I want to let people know what Sherwood has planned for 2023. We do actually have some very awesome projects that we've been working really hard on. We have a business audio theater project called The Brain Savers. It's now available on Audible. We're doing a launch party this weekend in Hollywood. It's going to be awesome. We're actually going to be covering that event and the project next episode. So come back for that next Tuesday, 3 o'clock Pacific time. And we're going to be covering a bunch of other projects throughout these next couple months as we go live every Tuesday here at 3 o'clock. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so now. You can share this link. And if you're watching a replay, that's awesome too, because you can definitely share this and get it out there and tell people about our community. Sherwood Players, we are a community of artists. We're a production company. We also do outside work. We independently contract for different clients. We do audiobooks, commercials, music videos, you name it. But the classes are really important too. We give you guys production workshops called Spectrum. We try to do a few of those a year. And then we have the director's course, which is an 8-week showcase that leads up to a showcase where directors can come in, work on scenes on stage, working with their actors, and getting their scenes prepared for a live showcase in front of an audience. And then we go from there. And we actually select the audience award from that production, and we then produce a short film with that directing student. Right now, I want to welcome to the show. This is an incredible film team. They're called the name of the film is the British Broadcasting Corporal. And we're going to play we're going to play their trailer here in a second. But I want you guys to know they're coming all the way from New Zealand. And the film ended up winning Best International Short at our film festival. And we're just excited to have the filmmakers with us today. So let's go ahead and check out the trailer for the British Broadcasting Corporal.
It'll only be a matter of weeks before Dunkirk is avenged and our boys will be busting into Berlin, boffing the Bosch on the Bond.
I can't believe you can do this anymore, Governor.
Snap out of it, Withers. Pull yourself together, man. The nation's counting on you.
Nuh-uh. Not till you finish.
Jerry won't know what's hit him when Tommy goes marching in. Our lads will be sure to give him what for in the land of the baguette and brioche.
Public have a right to know the
public
truth.
have a right to know the reality they want to hear.
Awesome. All right. Please welcome to the show. We have writer, director, producer Justin Eade, Geoff Anderson was actor and producer, and we have Rachael Meiklejohn, the editor. Here we go, guys. Let's bring you in. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Hi, Matt, thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Thanks, Matt.
Absolutely. And this is incredible because you guys are in New Zealand right now, correct?
Yes.
I'm so bad with the math on this, but I think you guys are. This is what I've been told. So you guys are 3 hours behind, but 1 day ahead. Is that?
Yeah, we're on the day ahead of you, but we're 3 hours behind your time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, hey, seriously, guys, thank you for being with us today. I took a special interest in your film because I felt like there was something happening here that had to do with a really strong vision, and it really resonated with me, and we certainly saw it resonate with the audience. And I wish you guys could have actually been there to see it. We did have one of the actors there, James was there, which was incredible to have him there. But you guys, I'm telling you, it was awesome to see the reaction, the audience. Justin, could you explain some as far as like what inspired you to make this film?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, Matt, thanks. I mean, Sherwood Players International Film Festival's been a fantastic thing to be part of, and for James to go over there and be part of it, we were all watching on the live feed, so our whole team was involved with it, and it was an incredible event that you put on. So thanks very much for that. As far as the idea for the film, I've always found it quite comical, the sort of British newsreel, British Café. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they've had a lot of send-ups. They've kind of got that posh, super confident voice of I guess, propaganda and kind of jingoism during the war. So they're sort of like, our brave boys are off over to give the Germans an uppercut and they'll be back by lunchtime, that sort of thing. And I've always been intrigued as to the poshness and the confidence and the upbeatness of it. And it'd be quite comical if the person actually doing the voiceover was neither posh nor upbeat nor in a particularly good place in his life. So kind of got a comical situation where we cut to the guy doing the voiceover and he's a Cockney in a East London bedsit that's been sort of in threat of being bombed out, and he's depressed and he's kind of going, we can't win this war. I don't know what I'm doing here. And his captain, which is played by Geoff so well, is kind of bolstering him up and getting him up and stopping him taking another drink and kind of bribing him into doing this again. So it's kind of a comedy, but it also kind of makes a few points about propaganda and I guess that magic word that gets bandied around a lot these days, misinformation. And it's kind of making a sly point, I guess, that, what happens when misinformation comes from the actual people that you're purported to have to trust and that kind of thing. So for me, the kind of key thematic line in the film is when the captain, Geoff, says, James says, the public have a right to know the truth. And Geoff says, the public have a right to know the reality they want to hear or need to hear, kind of thing. And that's kind of, it's kind of, does the ends justify the means? So it kind of makes a little social point, I guess, a little bit of social commentary, but we don't delve too heavily into that. It's just meant to be a comedy, and
no, I love how you decided to set it as a comedy in a particular time and space, which is, we're talking about, World War II in Britain. My question to you is like, was that the first idea you had, or as far as wanting to tell a story about propaganda? Was it like, maybe should you set it in a time that's now, or did you think maybe I could be more effective when if we put it in a different place and use comedy? I mean, what kind of thoughts did you have on that?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really think about the misinformation propaganda thing until a bit later. At first, it was just, let's make a comedy about a weird situation where you've got this posh, confident newsreel voice and a guy that's completely the opposite. And then out of that came, oh, hang on, there's a little bit of social commentary to be made here. And thankfully we have a really good set designer and art department people here in our part of the world. And a guy called Roger Wadham put the set together for us and just did an amazing job recreating what we think is a World War II era Cockney bedsit. Roger did a lot of research, and we had a great art department team putting together all the details. So including Geoff. Geoff worked on the set and the art department. Geoff had many caps on during the film, which was awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, hey, Geoff, I actually want to talk to you about your role. So I didn't know that. So you worked behind the scenes, but also on creating your character. How was that for you, going back and forth from in front of the camera, behind the camera? Geoff, we have to unmute you, I think. Let's see. Can we hear you, Geoff? I think
it's a pretty dynamic process. You start with an idea and then input a lot of influences from, say, some of the old classic British comedies, characters, Steve, the old Blackadder-esque sort of things. But we wanted to ground it in more. That's part of the process that Justin worked through with me, and seeing a good sound for a good image, complete package, really, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Hey, Geoff, we're kind of losing you in and out a little bit, so we'll come back to you in a second. But I did get a little bit, most of the gist of that. So it's all good. Yeah, let's see what's going on with your connection right now. But let me throw it over to Rachael a little bit. What was it like for you, Rachael, getting involved with this film, and from the editing point of view, how did it kind of come together working with Justin through the process?
It was a fantastic experience. I hadn't worked with Justin before. I've worked with Geoff quite a few times, and Geoff introduced me, and Justin and I had a really good chat about the project and his expectations for the edit. And, I was willing to go, however long it took. So we worked together really closely for about 2.5 months. We worked out, I think it's about 500 hours that we worked on it, and yeah, about 50 cuts, including the trailer, which was pretty cool. Yeah, and it's something I've done lots of projects before, but nothing to this scale. So it's just, yeah, absolutely thrilling. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. And I have to say, like, even like watching your guys' film and understanding all the integral details from it, it makes me feel like we as a film festival, we want to highlight more of some of these other jobs and have, like, I'm inspired to add in, more award, for, maybe like for art design and like different categories we're not really focusing on, or at least promote that more, because I think, there's not as many films out there that cover all these bases like you guys are doing. So I think we need to do better in promoting all those elements that go into making such a fine tuned piece like your guys' film. It's really awesome to see all of those pieces come together, and you guys are such a fabulous team working together, clearly. And we could see that without even meeting you guys. I could see that on the screen when I first watched it. So
well, that's fantastic. I guess that's the ultimate goal, is that everyone, that it comes together as a whole, and is getting success, and so it's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I want to go back to this topic that came up a little near the beginning with you guys, with Justin. I know you're talking about the propaganda situation, as far as what are we. I have a question to throw out that is for all of us, really, is what do you think our responsibility is as artists, as far as being able to tell these stories that might upset some people? I don't know. Like, did you get any pushback from this when you first had the script, Justin? Or like I know you said that element of propaganda didn't really come into play, or that misinformation didn't come into play until later in the process. But when that did come into play, did you notice a different response from people that you were trying to engage with about this project? Was there any pushback?
No, not really. I think, to be honest, I think most people didn't get it. It was so subtle. But but I've talked to some people who did, and they said, no, good point, and it could be taken either way. It's not having a go at any one particular group. It's just saying, does any one group have the right to label another group? You're spreading misinformation. Who determines, who fact checks the fact checkers? And it's all war becomes I guess war is a good setting, because they say in war the first casualty is truth, right? And history is written by the victors and so forth. So it's all just a big information war at the moment in society, as far as I can see, and people trying to be right and sort of deeming the other people wrong, and you got to be very careful who you put your trust in, I guess, was the point I was trying to make. And in this case, it's a actor who's kind of reluctantly, don't get too serious about it or go down the rabbit hole or anything, but it's an actor who's kind of reluctantly got this gig because he's getting paid, he's getting bribed, and when he can't be bribed any longer, it's like Geoff's thinking, what else do I do? But he's already prepared. What's the one thing that's going to appeal to an actor? Getting good reviews. Okay, so he kind of teases him with that, and James kind of reluctantly goes along with it. But hopefully you have a little bit of sympathy for him, because he's kind of a likable character who's just a bit hapless, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I will tell you, since you can't hear me, I'll say I really enjoyed your performance. It's incredible and very authentic, and it really kept us there and grounded throughout. So excellent job on that. Hey, so I should throw in a couple. We have some viewer comments here. We have from David Madwin. He's excited for the new season. Very good. Thank you, David. And we love starting off so strong with this episode with you guys. Let's see. This is cool. Steve is saying, "Hey everyone, can't wait to see all these wonderful filmmakers." Awesome. Well, we're starting out strong with you guys here. So, I want to say this, as far as Sherwood Players is concerned, and again, I mentioned earlier that I was personally affected by your film. I realized that you were saying something beyond this comedy and this, this kind of, a little bit just the fun watching this guy kind of go back and forth with the drinking, and then what is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? And like that's a fun little setup. But I could see you're doing something. There's something else you're saying, and like for me, I think that has kind of been a problem in these last couple of years as artists. Is like we have to figure out how do we dig deep, but without pissing off the wrong people or pissing off too many people. I don't know. Like I'm still trying to play with that. Like for me, like for example, and I'll just and not to change the subject with you guys, but what we've been dealing with here in the U.S., we've been dealing with the topic of censorship. It's been a big issue. And you used the word, Justin, misinformation has been a big subject here. And I think about, from an artist, I think about what does it mean to call something misinformation if it's something that maybe just doesn't agree with me, or it's a person that doesn't agree with me? Is that something that we've ever had a problem with before? Aside from any sort of people attacking each other and threatening violence, putting that aside, if it's literally a matter of opinions being different, have we ever had that issue? I don't think so. It's very strange, because you would think as filmmakers, we especially should be about elevating stories and letting people tell their truths, even if it disagrees with ours. So it's interesting to see this huge push, especially in the US right now, of let's make sure that people that don't agree with certain other people, make sure that they don't get the airtime, they don't get the social media platform. Let's get rid of them, because it's contradicting, and it's quote unquote, I guess, dangerous to have people with opinions that are different. And I can't wrap my head around it, because I'm like, isn't it our job to provide a platform for people to tell their truths? So I don't know. That's kind of something I play with. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Any of you?
No, I think you've expressed that really well. It is a bit dangerous when people are just being shut down because they're told they're spreading misinformation. I think we should hear all sides of the story, and people can make up their own minds. So that's kind of, yeah. I mean, I haven't pushed it too hard in this film, but that's kind of where I think there are certain benchmarks that people shouldn't cross, with hate speech and that sort of thing. And the wacky conspiracy theorists, are way off on doing their thing kind of thing. But I mean, I think people are capable of kind of hearing what's wacky and what's not and making up their own minds. So even that, I think, should people be shut down? I don't know. Where's the line, But yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a tricky one for sure, but it's certainly very topical at the moment.
Well, I'll say this. You guys definitely, this film certainly shines a light on at least asking a question of, wait a minute, if regular people are prone to possibly spouting off what we call misinformation, maybe the state is too. Maybe the government could. So we have to, I like that you at least put the question out there. Like, maybe we should be just kind of take a look at where is it coming from? Where's the money? Who's got the money? Who's funding the message? Who's funding the message? And then who is going to profit from that message being received? I think these are great questions that I got just watching you film. And I know you said, Justin, you tried to keep it light with this, but that really resonated with me. That part really did, I have to say.
I'm really pleased you got it, Matt. Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of people that kind of might have just gone over their heads, or they just thought that's a nice little comedy. But I know Geoff kind of picked up on the messages and things. And actually, I was really lucky having both Geoff and Rachael, because Geoff is a director as well. He directs films and theatre, and he really helped me, with the performances and finding the voices and so forth. It was really good having, and like I say, Geoff filled many seats as producer, set builder, graphic design, and also he recommended Rachael to me, who he works with, and I was very lucky there, because I've always had a problem where editors the level we're working at, which is amateur, unpaid, and I get it. Editors don't always have the time to spend whatever it was, Rachel, 500 hours, was it? So they give you a certain amount of time and a certain amount of cuts, and then they say, that's it, I've got to do something else. And I'm sitting there quite often going, but the film's not finished. It's not perfect yet. And and it can be frustrating, but Rachel really went the distance, and she was really patient. And I think we did do about 50 cuts in the end, and I was able to get it almost exactly as I wanted it. And there was another guy, Neil Benson, who did the visual effects for us, who really, I think, enhanced the production values, working with Rachel in the post. He did some really nice composite shots for us of the sort of strobe lights and James on the balcony at Buckingham Palace and so forth, and a lot of the newspapers and that. He did the backgrounds for us. So yeah, I was really lucky with the team that we had putting all this together, and I'd work with them again, I think.
We were really lucky.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool. Hey, we have a message from, let's see, we got, oh, this is very cool. These filmmakers rock. Awesome. That's great. And then, we have a follow-up. We have a follow-up from this. Yeah.
That's Tyler. We know him well. Yeah. Go Tots, which is top of the South Filmmakers. We live in the top of the South Island here in New Zealand. So we have a kind of a collective, much like you guys, I guess. It's kind of top of the South Filmmakers. We've combined to kind of create some kind of creative mass kind of thing. So yeah. Top
of the South. Tots. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Now there's a follow-up from him. We have this. You guys are gonna like this one. Check this out. We have this film makes so much more sense now. Definitely went over my head. We'll see. It's good to talk about these things, right? Yeah. We want to have these discussions so people can kind of open up their mind a little. Very good. And I have one more. I have a question from Steve. Let's see. What drew you to this particular point in history?
It was the British Pathé newsreels. You can see them on YouTube. They're very funny. They're very overblown. I think they've been parodied quite a bit. They have this sort of big trumpets coming in. Da, 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 da. Our boys are off overseas, and it's very stilted and overblown. And I've always thought there's quite a rich ground for comedy there, and that tends to be Second World War. There's actually one American British Pathé about the Hindenburg crashing, and it's tragic, but it's sort of also really overblown. And so I wanted to kind of parody British Pathé, I guess. And original title of the film was British Pathetic, but no one was getting it, so I kind of had to. I think British Broadcasting Corporal works quite well.
Yeah,
it does. It does, and it's got the BBC letters, which we can see with even the way you guys did the graphic design. It almost has that sense that this is state news coming to you. Like it's good.
They haven't sued us yet, but
they haven't sued you yet. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. So hey, it was awesome talking to you guys. Do you have any? I want to make sure that people know how to see your film. What's the best way they can get in touch with you guys and how just get the message out?
Well, it's still doing the festival circuit at the moment a little bit, so it probably won't be online for quite a while, but they can follow us on our Facebook page, the British Broadcasting Corporal, basically that.
Okay, I'm gonna just make sure they can see this right now on the screen, and all you guys got to do. If you're watching this, just go to Facebook and you just type in, this is the film, the British Broadcasting Corporal. And you guys just like the page and follow. And these guys will give you guys updates and let you know more about the film and what they have coming up next. So guys, thank you so much for having a conversation with us today. And, congratulations again on your win for Best International Short at the Sherwood Players International Film Festival.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you for an amazing festival. And James really enjoyed himself and really got inspired by being there. So thanks for hosting him and doing such a great job.
Excellent. All right. This has been a little conversation with our team behind British Broadcasting Corporal, Justin, Rachael, Geoff, thanks for joining us, and we'll check in again with you at the next function, next event. And good luck. Good luck on the rest of the festival circuit. Definitely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
You got it. Okay. Well, that was a nice way to kick things off today. Not just today, but for our whole season. What we're trying to do with Sherwood, and what we're excited about, is filmmakers just like Justin, Rachael, and Geoff, British Broadcasting, Corporal. Again, go to Facebook, find the film and follow them, because this thing's going to blow up. We're sure of it. So those of you guys just joining us now, we have some more incredible filmmakers coming up on the show. This is actually an extended, if I didn't mention this earlier, this is an extended season premiere. So we're running about an hour and a half today, because we have a lot of amazing guests we're going to get through, and give them all a chance to hear about their film and their experience with our festival. And yeah, we're excited again to move forward. And I want to throw this out too, guys. You're going to be able to submit to next year's festival very soon. We're going to go ahead and throw up the website that you're going to go to. It will be up very soon. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. We call it spiff.live, and it goes right to our Film Freeway page. Now, in the next day or two, we are going to have it all completely updated with the information of how you're going to submit to 2023's festival. And right now, I'm going to announce for the first time, it's going to be different than last year, because this year we're going to open submissions up as soon as March 1st. So we will have that determined in the next few days. Like I said, March 1st, so get your films ready now, and you can get in early. And then, of course, we'll do our festival in this December. So it'll be a while from now, but it gives you guys some time to promote, market. But we're opening up early so we can get you guys in. And we have a lot of films, a lot of filmmakers submit, but we want only the best films make it into the festival. And we have a lot of awards available as well. So you guys can submit to several different awards if you'd like, from, in front of the camera, acting awards, director, best short, US short, international short. We have all the different genres too. We got music video. We have animation. We have documentary. So if you guys have anything like that, and it doesn't have to be right now. It can be, an older film, but as long as it's good quality, and it's, it's ready to be seen, we want to see it. So go to spiff.live. Keep checking back in, because we're going to have the submissions, the information up. March 1st will be the day you guys can actually submit. But for now, you can go to either at Sherwood Players, our handles on all sorts of social networks, or sherwoodplayers.com directly right now, and go to the SPIFF. Just click SPIFF right on our website, and you can see the winners list right now from this festival. Everyone's listed there, including our next guest, who I'm going to introduce in a second. But we have another film, international film, that went into our festival and ended up winning Best Special Effects. This is an incredible film. It's from Britain. And this is something I can't just talk about it, because you guys have to actually see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys the trailer. It's called Fear Incarnate. And then we're going to bring the director on and talk about it a little bit. So here we go, guys. The trailer for the winner of Best Special Effects at this year's Sherwood Players International Film Festival, Fear Incarnate.
Show yourself!
Awesome. Okay, please welcome to the show writer and director of Fear Incarnate, Dylan Coburn. Welcome, Dylan. Thanks for being
Hello,
here.
Matt. Thank you for having me.
Now, this is really cool. So your film Incarnate, it's a UK film, but you're also based in New Zealand. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm
That's-
kind of geocentric, I just wherever I need to be.
You're ready to go. So you can get on a plane right now and get here if we needed you here in our theater. Ready to go? Yeah.
Well, that's yeah. Well, possibly.
Okay, be ready. I'm gonna hold you to it because we might need to do an in-person with you next. So, but hey, until then, this is good. This is good enough. We can do this. We can do this live stream from across the globe, basically. So
Perfect. Love it.
awesome. So Dylan, can you tell us a little bit about the idea for Fear Incarnate and where it came from and what inspired you to make this film?
Yeah, sure. It's interesting. I mean, my day-to-day life is drawing movies. I'm a storyboard artist. I draw movies all day for directors, for cinematographers, and it gets to a point where you're just like, well, I just have to make some of my own stuff. I don't know what it is, but it has to be my stuff. So that's when I started the writing process to find what my stuff was and what it was going to be. And we ended up with this really, because I'm very much a visual person. So I wanted the thing that was special about the movie to be what we saw. It was never going to be about tricky dialogue or fancy comedy or anything. It was just about, whoa, what did I just see? I want to watch that again. I want to feel that. It was always going to be experiential filmmaking where we were with our protagonists, like almost quite literally with them experiencing something.
Absolutely. I mean, you did, and you pulled that off. That's exactly what you did. So honestly, congratulations for taking on so much, getting it done, and we certainly can feel the results and see the results. And also to your, I want to ask you about the special effects. So tell us about your team. How did you work with them, and tell us them, because we want to make sure they get the plug today too as well.
Absolutely. I was very lucky. I mean, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I knew a lot of people. And I pitched them with the storyboard, and that really helped, right? Because I could see kind of what this movie is going to look like and what it's going to feel like. And then we first got on our on-set visual effects supervisor, Sven Trotter, who was there making sure that we got all the information on the day with the spherical camera, making sure we understood all the lighting that was happening on the day. And then following that, when we all figured out what these special effects really truly needed to be, I got in touch with a friend of mine and a frequent collaborator. We were both working on Lord of the Rings for Amazon at that time. Chris Slagter, who's an amazing visual effects guy. And, I just said, dude, I have to kind of give you this responsibility. And, here are some concept art drawings. And he just ran with it. He was awesome. Like the first pass of stuff was perfect.
Awesome.
So we're lucky. It's good to work with the pros. They do the work. And there's one particular shot where there's a transformation in the film that I was just so stressed about. It was like, oh, I've got this shot, and if we don't pull it off, the whole movie's going to be ruined. And he sent it through first pass, and I was just like, dude, I love you. I can't say anything else. Actually, I can't describe in words how I'm feeling right now.
That's awesome. And to have that type of relationship and that bond together, I mean, I'm envious of that. And on behalf of any director who isn't able to do that or doesn't know what that feels like, it's a great feeling. We have that with our tech people sometimes, right? Our cinematographer or our editor, that bond where you're just like, this person gets my vision. So as a director, as a fellow director, I want to hear more about that. I want to what do you do in a situation as a director if you can't get your vision across to your crew? Is there a way you can help them elevate, or is it what do you think? I mean, maybe this is more philosophical of a question, but is it something that either happens or it doesn't, or can you work a particular crew member to a point where they can bond with you and connect with you? What's your feeling on that?
I think it's about giving them something that they can springboard off. That's why storyboards are so good, because you're kind of like, this is kind of what I'm seeing, this is kind of what I'm thinking, and maybe throw a few inspirations in from other films if you have them. But then when you work with talented people, it's amazing where they go, So if you're like, hey, I'm thinking this and kind of here, and we got to feel this, and they come back to you, it's like, I mean, it's all about people. That's what's so great about your festival. It was in person. We could have our producer AJ there. And because we can't make these things by ourselves, it's all a massive team effort. And we love being part of the festival for that reason as well. It feels very human. A lot of other festivals feel more like viewing platforms. It's kind of like, oh, here's my film. People can log in and watch it, and that's the end of it. But what we had when we made our film was I put a lot of trust in everyone, but I was very careful to hire people that I really respected in terms of what they could do.
That's great. And thanks for saying that about our festival, Dylan, because I mean, that's what we set out to do. We set out to have to create an interactive situation for people, even people that can't make it out to the festival. We want you to feel part of it. And just like with our last team that just came on the previous interview, you guys, you personally weren't there, but you had somebody there for you, but you felt, I hope you did feel part of what we were doing across the world from you, but you felt like that we were trying to be personal, let you know you were part of something important that we were doing.
Absolutely. I always felt that all the communications were brilliant. And it was just felt good. It was like, oh, home team, let's get good people together and make something awesome. And that's really what good films come from. The division of labor is the difference between a good film and not a good film. Yeah.
And sometimes we get bad films from very talented people. That's always an interesting conundrum. Yeah. I see that sometimes. You think like, how did that happen? How did you have a talented team that you've seen them do other work? You're like, that I know that director's good, or I know that whatever, that cinematographer is incredible, or that actor. When you see those actors, you're like, these are incredible actors. But then every once in a while, we'll see a project, or you'll just be like, something's not working here. And I think that happens when there's a disconnect. And I think it comes back to what you were saying about everyone kind of being on the same page, communicating and elevating together. So that's not a guarantee just because you have talented people. You don't just guarantee a connection. You have to create that. And it's, right?
Exactly. And I think that, not to name any names or any productions or anything, but I've seen it happen, as soon as something's wrong with one part of the process, it just trickles down, and people aren't able to actually do their work, to the best of their ability. They're actually hamstrung by other decisions that are being made by people who perhaps aren't even making the movie, really. They're just kind of sitting around talking about it.
Right.
It can make a huge difference, So yeah, I love it when people can get together. There's no sort of separation with anyone. Everyone's allowed to do their job to the best of their ability. And I hope that with Fear Incarnate, we showed a sample of a film that really is a very small film, but feels good.
Awesome. And we have Justin says, loving the interview, Dylan. Very cool.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Justin.
Very cool.
Helping us out.
Nice. So I want to make sure people know how to follow you, Dylan, and particularly your film, Fear Incarnate. It's Fear Incarnate Film, correct?
That's right. FearIncarnateFilm.com.
All right, we're gonna put that up right now for people. There we go. And so guys, if you want to check out this film now they can't watch the film right now, right? Or can they actually see the? No,
not yet.
Not yet. But they can stay in touch with you through the website, or they'll be able to see it at some point soon, hopefully, because you're doing this festival circuit right now, correct?
That's right. Yeah, it's got all the links to things like Facebook and all that, so they can kind of follow along and communicate. I always answer people if they want to talk about stuff, and I like talking to other people that actually care about what independent filmmakers are doing.
Awesome. No, it's great, and you have the right idea, and I hope that you and us and everyone that we're engaging with can help inspire others who maybe aren't used to that type of engagement, because we just have to set a good example, because I think we can inspire others to do that and not just be so distant from each other, especially now, right? I mean, we came out of a pandemic lockdown, and like people were even more disconnected. So we got to work that much harder to bring people together and let them know there's power in numbers, power in actual hands-on, face-to-face, let's get it done. Let's create.
And leading by example, what you said is such a great way to do it.
Awesome.
Everyone's out there with their own opinion about how things happen, but it's best just to get on with it, just live and, and be an example.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dylan. I really enjoyed having you on the show with us. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers or anything? Or
I guess this, thanks to you, Matt. Really appreciated being part of the festival. It was awesome. And like I say, people together, real people watching real things on screens is really exciting. And I just thank you for letting me talk about fear incarnate, because fear for me is so important for all of us. I mean, we all have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And we need it. If we don't have it, we probably wouldn't last long. So the idea of getting metaphor visually in front of people so they can think about what is their fear? What is their fear incarnate? What would it look like? I kind of like that idea.
Awesome. And then
Cool.
Steve says, truly spectacular work, Dylan.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Okay. Dylan Coburn, everybody, director and writer of Fear Incarnate. Check it out at fearincarnatefilm.com. Thanks for being on with us.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you, man.
So cool. It's so awesome to have these incredible filmmakers on. I mean, we're just so fortunate, and we're gonna plow right through. We've got a few more coming on with us right now. Our directing student I mentioned earlier, Gabriel Pozos, had a great talk with him last night about his film, the award-winning Café, Spanglish, which Sherwood Players co-produced with him. So let's go ahead and check out our interview with Gabriel Pozos, a Spanglish winner of the Ensemble Award at our Sherwood Players International Film Festival. Gabriel, it's great to have you here with us today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. And I know you're a busy man. That's why we have to, we couldn't get you on the live feed, but I'm glad we could just chat a little about this film, because I know a lot of people are wondering about this, because it was, they see our Sherwood stamp on it. And so I know a lot of people are wondering, well, how did we get involved working together on this film, and what was its origin? So let me just ask you to start from the beginning. Where did this film come from? How did it originate?
Yeah, so it originally originated from the Sherwood Directors course, but like the idea for the course, because we could write some of our original, we could do adapted scenes for the showcase or some originals. And the idea for this originally came from just my own background, kind of coming up as a Latino within my family. I always kind of felt more like the white sheep. Everyone else in my family speaks Spanish, but I don't. So it kind of makes a little awkward at family gatherings sometimes, especially when they start switching between English and Spanish, going into Spanglish. So I kind of want to explore just kind of like communication within language. And I kind of wanted it to be a more lighthearted, little more play with that idea with comedy. So where this came from is just basically just three friends. One of them is introducing her Spanish-speaking friend to her English-speaking friend. And then what happens when she leaves the room? How are they going to communicate? How do they get along? So that's just kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, no, it's a great setup. It's really funny. People really responded to it. And I just say, because we're going to play a clip in a little second here, but I want to also mention for people know that you came into our director's course as a directing student, and I know you have some directing experience before the class, but I know you came into the class to kind of fine tune and get more engaged with some new people, make some new relationships, and we were doing that class, I think, after the pandemic and the lockdown and stuff. So it was just a nice opportunity, and I'm really glad you came into the class. You brought some great material with you, and I knew you were onto something with this. And I know even though you brought it in near the end of the class, but you did get it ready just in time for the showcase. And I want people to know, like, the reason Sherwood we put our stamp on this project and not the other ones was because that was the whole idea, was that the audience was going to choose their favorite original scene, and that was Café Spanglish. So we then at that point teamed up to make this as an actual short film. So it did start on the stage, and now we have the short. So that's awesome. So congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. The director's course was super helpful for me, especially after the pandemic. I don't know, just for some reason, I just felt like I felt afraid of going back out there and making stuff for whatever reason. And so kind of just having that course to help just meet some new people and start making stuff again, just kind of helped me get back on my legs, get that confidence back, just go back out there and start creating again.
And you certainly did. And again, congrats on that. And let's play a clip for everyone. You want to set this up for us?
Yeah. So Yeah, so Danielle, who's the bilingual speaker, she is introducing her Spanish-speaking friend Lorena to her English-speaking friend Alice. And so during this moment, just before the scene, she's also going to bring up a word like how to pronounce Oaxaca, and then we're just going to have some fun with that.
Awesome. Okay, let's check it out. Café Spanglish.
Esta es mi amiga Alice. Hola. Alice, this is Lorena. Hola. Le estaba diciendo a Alice sobre toda la comida oaxacana que me enseñaste cuando estaba en Ciudad México.
Oh, sí, era como el Cookie Monster de Sesame Street, comiendo todo.
It's true though. The food was so good that I actually learned how to say Oaxaca. Well, Lorena taught me how to say Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Sí, Oaxaca.
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 Oaxaca. Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Oaxaca. Yeah, that's not so hard.
Awesome.
Oh man,
Very funny.
Yeah, the cast really gave me a lot of options for that sequence. It was fun to play with.
Yeah. And then what was it like going from the stage to the screen? Because obviously in the theater itself, and I was there and I can vouch for this, the audience just they were vocally responsive to the whole thing. So how did that, as a director, directing comedy particularly, how do you go from that transition from theater comedy to film comedy? How do you change, or what kind of adjustments do you make?
For sure. Like actually with this sequence in particular, I mean, the Oaxaca moment was in the stage, but it was just brief. It was just like Oaxaca, Oaxaca, Oaxaca. And then they had a little fun with it, and that was it. But since we can shoot, we can edit, we can make fast cuts, we can elongate and go crazier with it and kind of just create a kind of a different type of reality within that for the film. So that's one difference we could do. That was one change. And the other was just like how to kind of bring that physicality to the comedy, because it gets very physical, physically funny at the end, and like how to bring that, be able to bring that to film successfully as well. That was a challenge.
Yeah, it challenging to take that on, and great job again pulling it off. And I have to also say, and I mentioned this up front, but getting into the film festival, having this film ready in time for the festival itself, and we were able to premiere it that day at the screening, and then 2 days later we did the awards event, and you were able to pick up a best ensemble award for the cast. I'm sure they were pretty excited about that.
Absolutely, yeah, and they definitely earned it. Like they were hilarious throughout the shoot. It was so much fun.
Excellent, very cool. What do you have planned next for this film, or any other ideas? What do you see coming up for you?
For sure. For this film, we're going to be looking at some other like film festivals around the U.S., like maybe even some like Hispanic specific film festivals, some comedy or genre specific film festivals, and see what we can get into. And then as for other projects I'm working on just a horror short film right now, kind of about roommates, called Homebound Monster, and just like how roommates are each other's monsters. And we're going to see kind of two different perspectives in there.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Well, we'll definitely keep us updated on all that. And you're really inspiring for the other artists and filmmakers in the community, because I know a lot of people, they talk about, they plan stuff, they don't necessarily get as far as you've gotten. And so that's how we have to continue to do in our community and beyond, keep inspiring each other, because there's a lot of talented people out there. And, you're absolutely one of them. You're able to attract other talented people, and that's all we can do. We have to just, work on our craft every day. And so again, kudos to you for getting Café Spanglish done. And we look forward to seeing how far it goes in the festival circuit. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I had a blast making it. It was a great cast, great crew. I had fun at the director's course and coming up with the idea for it, and just kind of getting back to making stuff again. Really. I'm just glad to be out there making stuff again.
Awesome. Let me ask you just a fun question here. I know it's kind of a curveball for you, but we've had other directors in the class in the past. They've gone back and forth from, I'm going to try directing, I'm going to try acting. you ever consider acting? Or are you just strictly behind the camera?
Oh yeah, I mean, directors are always actors. Like they're actors first. Like growing up as a kid, like I pretended to be a Pokemon trainer in Dragon Ball Z, and I took it a little bit more seriously than the other kids. Absolutely, like being a director, that's first and foremost for me. I like kind of like molding the story together, using all these different mediums. But I mean, acting, like something like for fun, just for myself. I love performing.
Well, good. I'm going to hold you to it because when we do the next director's course, I want to see if you want to switch things up a little bit and get on the stage for us. That'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Great talking to you, Gabriel, and it's good to have you on the show. And take care. We'll see you. We'll see you again at the next event, the next Sherwood event.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It was great. Thank you, Matt.
You got it. Coming up next, we're going to bring in a fun little teaser from the event, especially for those who missed it. You can get a little sense of this. And we did a little panel after, and Lizette, Santiago, who's coming in with us in a moment, she actually had a chance to say some thoughts during that panel. So check this out, and then we'll be able to talk directly to Lizette. Here we go.
Why we do what we do, to tell a story, to educate people, so people learn about, and they come from somewhere with these stories. You know, they obviously put it together, and they want to show their work in the artistry. And doing last year's film festival was so much fun. I hosted with Ruffy last year, and we had a blast, you know. And then this year I hosted with my boyfriend, and another blast, you know. And it's just two different people I worked with, but two different dynamics, and I had fun at both of them. So the best thing for me is seeing everybody come together in one room as artists. Babe, you want to say anything?
Hi.
Yeah, he's still a work in progress. All right, let's get right into it, shall we? All right, let's do this. All right, the first award is going to be for Best Documentary Short.
I hear you were a judge this time around. What was that like for you?
That was fun. I was home and I watched them with Danny McDermott, my boyfriend, and we watched these films. And at first he was like, "Oh my God, you gotta watch all these films." And I even thought that too. Oh my God, I gotta watch all these films. What if they suck? Oh my God.
How many hours?
Hours of torture, you know. But when I watched them, the first one I played, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is really good." And then the other one came, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is just as good." And then I'm like, "All right, I'm in. Get the popcorn. We're doing this all night." If you move me, your film is gonna stay in the back of my head. And when we got together and we finally had our meeting to judge, we all kind of were on the same page. It was like amazing what the consistency of doing a project, as long as you're human and real about it and honest, it shows in itself.
Please welcome to the show, SPIFF co-host and Sherwood Shakeup senior correspondent, Lizette Santiago.
Hello, Matt and everyone. Happy New Year. 2023 is upon us. Yay.
Oh my gosh.
It's so weird just seeing me like do Café Spanglish and then now seeing me do the hosting and then the interview. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting tired of me. No, I'm kidding.
No. We love having you, and you're doing it all for us. It's incredible all the different plates you spin. And I want to say we see it, we acknowledge it, and it's incredible what you do. It's very inspiring, by the way.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. And yeah, today I had a screening to go to that I'm helping, because I'm doing my own podcast show too, and then I had a screening because one of our guests was on our show and I wanted to support him. So it's like, and I was so inspired with all the artists who did his film, and it's just so good to like help each other out and support each other and see what everyone's doing. We all kind of wear different hats, in this industry, and it's nice to see that.
We all wear different hats, and we all, I guess, as a result, because like you said, sometimes we have to pick up the pieces for people if they are otherwise, not able to. We have to kind of pick up those extra pieces. I guess the good news is we learn new skills as we go, doing things that we necessarily wouldn't have done if it wasn't for coming in, saving the day, whatever, not letting a ball get dropped. And so we figure out these new skills as we go. So the time when for Café Spanglish, when I was hosting the director's showcase, and when I was on my way and you called me like, Lizette, we have an actress got sick, and you said, can you fill in? I'm like, oh my God, can I? And then, and then blah, blah, blah. And of
course I love to act too, you know. And then when you told me it was in Spanish, I was like, whoa, this is really going to challenge me now because yes, I speak Spanish, but I, you know, on stage, like last minute, it's like, oh my God, you know, and I had fun with it. And then working with Gabriel, I just saw you interviewing him. I was like, hey, it was he's such an inspiring director person. And I pulled him aside backstage and I said, Gabriel, listen, I know I'm filling in. I know this is kind of last minute for me, for you, for the cast, for the production of the showcase, but I want to do the best I can do to help you out. So what are you going for? And he told me he was so open to it. He wasn't like, you know, oh, my actress. And, you know, he was just so welcoming and he appreciated that. And we worked together and then look, then we shot the film. Isn't it just wonderful how things happen?
And that's why, and you guys were very deserving of the audience award. I'm sorry. You got the audience award for the showcase performance live on stage and then got in the festival just in time and then got the best ensemble because you guys really clicked really nicely. And we want people to know that the film Café Spanglish will be available to see on our YouTube channel very soon. It's not yet, but it will be. You guys got to check back and just make sure you subscribe to our channel right now and you will get notified when Café Spanglish goes up because we want you guys to see it if you weren't at the festival because it's really good and I think it's gonna make a really good run this year. So let's switch gears. That little thing we put together. By the way, I edited that last night. I don't know. Yeah.
Really, you did a good job. It really was like, oh wow, okay. I love how you went from the interview to the showing of what was actually happening at the event. I was like, well done, Matt. Well done.
I did it on like iMovie. I mean, I'm not an editor. I don't do all the stuff, you know, the Premiere or the, you know, whatever Adobe. But I do I do this iMovie that's I guess it comes with the you know the Mac.
Apple products. Yeah, I have
you just drop them in and you're like, oh, let's see if this works. And what do you know? So,
I use it too for like auditions and putting things together and stuff. And it's really user friendly, but it's still, I'm like you. I'm not an editor. I don't do I do voiceover editing, that I do, but I don't like to do on camera editing. I get frustrated, you know. So good job once again.
Excellent. So this is an extended show today, and I appreciate you coming in and getting in time, and whoever's watching now and understand like this is an awesome way to kick off the Shakeup. I want to talk more about the experience itself with you, Lizette, if you're able to stay on with us after, but we do have a few guests to get to, and I want you to help me ask some questions. Let's interview. So what we'll do is I'd like to bring in we're going to do a little clip of we have best music video director here with us who happens to be a producer of the festival too. So that was interesting. And so what I want to do first is let's bring in before we bring in Steve, the director of the video, I'm going to show a little clip from this so people can kind of get a sense of the music video. And we had some great submissions this year, by the way. So this was a tough one, but let's go ahead and check out Broken Mirror. Just a little clip from the music video.
Not gonna pretend that I'm alone. I know that it's not the case. Doesn't mean it doesn't feel isolating, like I'm running out of space.
So cool.
Her voice.
Awesome. Let's welcome to the show the director of Broken Mirror and co-producer of the Sherwood Players Film Festival, SPIFF, Steve Brock.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome back to the show. Of course, you've helped us with the first 2 seasons of Shakeup, and you've been extremely, part of this team putting together these festivals the last 2 years. So it's just awesome to have you. And by the way, like this music video, I didn't know like that you had done this. Like I had no idea you had directed this thing. And at the last minute, I was like, oh, shoot, I think Steve's the director of Broken Mirror. I didn't realize that because I saw this beautiful video, and some of our Sherwood players were part of it. But I didn't know you had directed it till once it was in. I was like, oh, damn, Steve's pretty good.
Well, thank you very much. That's a nice compliment.
Awesome. So what was the experience like for you? This is your first music video that you directed?
Yes. It's not my first short because music video is technically a short. It's not my first short that I've directed, but it's the first music video I have directed. And my friend Kayla Birch, who wrote the song, performed the song, turned to me and said, I would like to do a music video for this. And I decided that I'd love to direct it, but I'm not going to shoot it. I thought this song needed a special touch to it. And I've worked with Ajayla Bandele a couple of times, more than a couple of times. He was cinematographer on my first 2 shorts that I directed. So I knew what I was getting into with him. And I knew that he would shoot the film with respect and honor, and that I felt one of my best friends deserved. So that's what I said, great. And so we rented a small theater at the Broadwater, just on Santa Monica Boulevard, and shot it. We never left the studio. We never left the theater, and we just took all advantage of one small space, one small budget.
How long did it take you to film it?
6 hours. Being able to block shoot like we did, which if you're not a filmmaker, block shooting is taking advantage of the set that you've built up as much as you can, and then because you can shoot out of order that way. Like we shot the theater section in a specific order because she was in the white dress. We shot all this stuff in the theater with the white dress, and then we shot the stuff with the black dress. We just went back to the theater to do that. So we made sure, because it would be too hard for her to go in and out of costume. So that's how we block shot that. So yeah, it was 6 hours, 6.5 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you clearly had a great plan going in, which we always say, if you can get your pre-production on point, solid, go through each thing, check every box, every detail counts, production's going to be smooth. You're going to get what you need to get. We're not figuring things out the moment of. So clearly you were able to do that. And so congrats to you, man. Really, really good job from start to finish.
Thank you. Jayla seemed to get me. So that made it easier for us to work together and really get the vision correctly done.
Cool.
And that's the beauty of it. When you work with a good team or someone that's why people like to work with each other often, same actors, same crew and stuff, because if you already know that you work well together, you know what you're going to get, and it's not all new to you. There are times you want to work with new people, right? But it's good that you trusted him already. So, you know, and you said you worked with him for a while now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've known him since acting class.
Wow.
I met him around the same time I met Matt. I'm not going to raise up this acting school at this point.
You don't actually have to, Steve, you don't actually even have to reference the acting class. I'll tell you where we got Ajayla. We were doing the DC spoof trilogy, Man in Red, and our second, because it was a 3-parter, and when we were shooting the second one, it was back in 2014. We had a fun little group. I think they came from that acting group, but the point is we were shooting outside, like independently. We were doing the second version. We had a guy playing the Flash, and we had a Superman villain, Bizarro. We had some fun fun characters. And that morning, we lost our camera guy. And so one of the actresses, Nikki, texts me, says, I have somebody. His name's Ajayla. He can be there in Venice with you guys in an hour. And that's how we met him. So just so you know, I'm just giving you the starting point. And so we've been working with him, and he's been working with everyone in Sherwood. I think anytime there's a good project, because he doesn't say yes to everything. He said only if it's a good project, he'll say yes. And so I'm glad that all these years later, you're able to.
Well, he seems to say yes to me, which I guess based on that is a nice compliment for me to hear.
Yeah.
But I also I like the idea of working with y'all because there's I wish I remember the name of this horror movie. It's with the witch who loses the maybe it's called The Witch. I think it's called The Witch. The director, when they were doing auditions, he never actually had them run lines. He knew they could act, but he wanted to know, am I going to have fun with you on set? And one of the things I love about working with the Sherwood people, and especially, is I know I'm going to have fun. And I'm not going to encounter all this stress of working with people who are not into working with other people. So that's really a nice thing to have.
And I believe Ajayla too also did Café Spanglish, because that was the first time I actually.
He did.
Yeah.
He was
And it was fun.
when I did Making Amends, he was there. I put that in the festival last year. And my first one that I did called Even Steve, he was there. But I would not have. There's certain people that you end up trusting. Steven Spielberg has his editor, and his director. I mean, and his cinematographer and all that. He knows who to work with, and I think on any level, we find our people. We find our people, but also the people we trust to take that vision or whatever we have and really transform it in something visually stunning, but also someone who can really translate your vision into something that people get right in front of them. It's being a judge in this year. By the way, compliment definitely felt by the other judges by awarding my music video this award. But I'll have to say, all of the films that I watched, that I looked at, it just talk about vision. And the ability to communicate the vision and having the team to really take that vision to the next level. I would say all of the films we had this year did that, to varying degrees, but definitely did that. It really took the words from the page to that next level, and got the best team, great actors, and that's the kind of thing that I like to do. And I can do that with Sherwood for sure, because that's the thing about Sherwood. I can trust y'all to. I mean, I'm writing a feature, and Lizette's 100% in this thing. If I'm able to raise my own money to do it, which I would love to, she's a pick for me. So
I love the script. I love the script too, Steve. So I read it, and when I can read a script from beginning to end and not take a break, that's a good script to me.
Yeah, but I say that because I love working. Like Matt, we've worked together. You directed me in a friend's short years ago. I was in the trailer for the teaser trailer for Insecurity, and I don't know how much I can talk about. I know that I'm in.
No. It's okay. We'll get to all of it, Steve, in future episodes. The good thing about you, Steve, is you're part of our team, so we'll be able to check back in on future episodes.
Yep.
Throughout the course of season 3 here, since we're just getting started with this week's focus on SPIFF, but these other projects we'll be able to focus on in future episodes, and we'll have you back for that. But we have to move on to the next part here. But Steve, thank you so much coming on with us today.
And please, just real quickly, anybody who's watching and you have that vision and you have something you think you can turn it into something of a film, go for it. And we'd love, at Sherwood, we absolutely want to see that. We've always appreciated people's strong visions and the art that they produce because of that. So I love to, just please submit. I would love to see what you have.
Well said. Thanks, Steve. We'll
welcome,
check
guys.
in next time.
Okay,
Okay.
next time.
Okay.
He's
Very
so
good.
inspiring.
Steve is. He's the guy that just takes the bull by the horn and gets it done, and sets a great example for everyone in the community. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Good
Lizette,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you this because we have two incredible guests that are going to come in with us in a minute here, and I want to get into a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I still want to talk to you about the festival experience. So why don't you and I will finish it up after this, because I want to bring these guests in now, and then you and I will finish it up after that. If you want to, can you stay a little longer with us?
Yeah, let me talk to my reps. Can I stay? Yes, they said yes. I can.
Okay, you got the green light. Excellent.
My ghost.
Okay. And if everybody's cool, we're doing an extended time on this season premiere. I love this because we have so much content, and who cares if we've gone over whatever the hell. We can call it whenever we want. So so this is these next two guests. We're gonna play a little teaser of their film. But these are the producers and actors in what we basically gave the award for, the audience award, which we didn't know what that was going to be till we showed the movie. And the winner, the film it's called Vesper, and it's incredible to have these guys here with us right now. But I want to talk about the film with them. And we'll introduce them in a second here. But what I want to do is first, and Lizette, I know you left the film too. I thought it was my favorite film in the whole festival, and the audience certainly agreed with us on that, and they voted it best film. We also got an actor award out of the deal, so we'll talk about that in a second with the group when they come in. But right now, let's show everybody what's going on with this film. It's called Vesper, and this trailer should pretty much sum up everything. Okay, guys, here we go. This is Vesper.
See, my heart's been painted by colors anew. Scratch them away. All I see is you. All I see is you.
Please welcome to the show with us producer and lead actress Samantha Jean and lead actor Skyler Bible. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey,
how's it going? It's great to finally meet you and talk to you and have this opportunity. So really, thanks for taking the time to be on with us.
no, thanks for
Yeah, for having us. And we missed you at the actual festival, but I'm sure you guys, you had a lot of personal commitments, other things going on, and we totally get it. But we wanted you to know that when we put the film up at the screening, wow. The audience, they loved, they were affected. They were affected. And that's, I think, why we do this, right? To affect people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I was just affected by that trailer. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry again.
I know that song. Leo's so good.
And I also want to say this because you guys won the audience award, and I also want to say this: you guys, your chemistry together, lead actress, lead actor, is unbelievable, and we could feel that resonating on the screen. And the hardest thing for us to do was not give you both the acting awards. It was impossible for us to do that. We could only give you the one award, and I want to say I wish we could have done both of you, but I know you're pointing over. Samantha,
We'll share it. We'll share it. We share it. Yeah.
You will share. Okay. Can you please? Can you do that? Skyler just said he just told us he's going to share it with you. He can't take it back now.
Oh, no. Go ahead. That's so sweet. Cut it in half.
Yeah, you know what there is. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to tell you guys this, because if you had submitted as best ensemble, we probably would have said, you know what? Café Spanglish can wait. These guys should do it. But
No, I'm kidding.
no, I don't know. Like we make up these categories and we trying to figure out how do we get all these good films in. And I don't like with you guys, I was just like, man, you guys nailed so many things, and we would have loved you to win a whole bunch of them. But I'm so glad we were able to give out the acting award, Skyler. And then of course, I mean, the best moment for me, even as like the festival director, was that when we'd finished the festival, we had your guys' movie at last, and just that feeling overwhelmed the room with just everybody was just so affected by it. And then of course we counted the votes, and audience award went to you guys. So congratulations on doing that.
Thank
So.
you. Yeah, and especially that last line, and I won't repeat it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but that last line, wow, that was brilliant. So brilliant. I was like, that's going to end the film. Well done.
Beginning.
Yeah,
Full
exactly.
circle.
Back. I was like, yes.
Can I ask about the process? And Samantha, so you're being one of the producers. How did it work for you as far as what it looked like on the page and how it was going to be put together, and then what was it like for you going through that process with the director? And tell me about. We want to know that relationship with the director, how you guys were able to work together, and what was that experience like?
Yeah, well, I've been working with The Night's Young for a little while. This is my second short that I had presented for them to help me make it. And so they're just such a wonderful team and super collaborative. We had auditioned Skyler, and he was clearly the choice that we wanted to do. But it started with such a baby idea. And we actually went into reshoots about a year later. So it took 2 years to kind of get the short fully finished and ready to go. But because actually it was my husband who kind of came up, who did the sound design on it. He kind of came up with some of the like callbacks and the Easter eggs. And so we started playing with it after we'd seen the first cut. And so then we went back into the reshoots, and this is what came out of it. And so it was such a fun process to see like where it started and then where it ended. And it was definitely a little different from what we had put down in the initial script to kind of what you've seen now. So it was good, and I'm so glad we found Skyler. He came in, he nailed it, and we all just went, "Yep, that's our guy."
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of films that tackle relationship drama, right? I mean, this isn't like let's be honest, this isn't the first. Like, you guys didn't come up with this theme. This has been, we've seen this. Like, yeah. What is that dysfunction? What is that? Those moments we have to figure out shit, and that those point of those fork in the roads. Is it going to work? Is it not? We these little things that come out throughout films. We've seen this, but what I just, for me personally, I want to ask you guys, like, how do we find these moments that made this so unique, where it was so subtle? I think for me, it was about the subtlety. There wasn't these like abrupt things that occurred. It was really about those details. Did those come from anywhere particularly? Would those details come from actual experience, or did you guys bring any of that to the table from your own lives? I mean, I'm throwing a lot out at you. But...
I had actually spoken with the director and writer, Chad, and I had talked about, excuse my French, but, assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups, in my opinion. And I wanted to talk about the words that were kind of, we assume our partner would say, but I never said out loud. And the missing of the dialogue between each other to help fix an issue, instead of like jumping to this end conclusion that you've made up in your head and it spirals, which is where our monologues came from. And actually none of that was kind of, because we didn't speak about it, that's what caused the problem. And so I wanted to talk about a lack of communication and the fact that, relationships are tricky and you're still learning with each other. And so when I had said that, Chad was like, well, I think I have a way to work this in so that we kind of go into each character's like fears and about love and the breakdown of that communication. And then really Skyler, you know, puts the olive branch out there and says, hey, like, I'm going to do something to change this because I still love you. And clearly she feels the same. So that's kind of where that part of it was born. But I guess we all have experiences that we bring to the table.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say too that like, you know, we've all had our fair share of relationships and kind of relationship problems, maybe. But like how to like go about dealing with each of those in like their individual and unique ways, and then that total lack of communication is so present in a lot of just relationships in general. There's just communication is difficult, and but it was cool to kind of play around with like the bits of the monologues and kind of the relationship between just like playing the silences, I guess, and like subtlety, like you were saying too, was like very key, I think.
Yeah, and I think that because this short was kind of born in the pandemic and we're all collectively going through an experience together, and it was like we're all feeling these like, oh, like how do I keep these relationships going, or like is like my fear of love or love, like all those things running through our heads. And I was like, this is what we want to talk about. This is the point. Like, it's not just like the general love story where they're like, oh, look, these two got back together. It's like the work they did on themselves to come back and like realize that, you know, they are still the one for each other. So
awesome.
Skyler too, having won Best Actor. I know you, Samantha said she auditioned you. I wonder over how many guys but you auditioned.
Yeah, I do too. How many?
We never say, right? But how did you go about when you got the sides or the script, preparing for it? Because obviously, did you connect to it right away, or was it something that, you know, happened for you in preparing to shoot it? I mean, did you love the part as soon as you read it, or what was your process for that?
Yeah, kind of when I first get whatever script it is or monologue or scene or anything, I kind of like, well, I'll read it over a few times and then just see kind of what jumps out. And this was, I mean, this guy was going through some stuff. And I don't know, I just resonated with a lot of just the specifics of it, I think. And that was along with kind of it incorporated into the larger story of it all. But it was just very specific, and it was very like, oh, I could use, like, I just felt in my life there's a lot of pieces that were synonymous with that. And so it was I don't want to say easy, but it was easy to connect, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you left the audition, you felt, yeah, I might have nailed that. Or did you feel like,
well,
I saw we go to that?
It was a tape, right? Is that what it was, Sam?
The first one, yeah, we did callbacks with you after. So there was only
Yeah.
a handful that we brought in after seeing the first tapes.
Which was super interesting because it was like kind of like beginning of pandemic, maybe like mid-pandemic.
Yeah.
And so like
we didn't start shooting until August 2020. So we had started pre-production basically probably around June. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was still kind of like feeling out like Zoom callbacks and like trying to do like chemistry reads like via the screen. And so that was super interesting of like how to connect through that like medium too, which was different but fun and
cool.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, we have a few comments from some viewers. So let's see. We got Leslie gave us a few. We got, you guys rocked. Thanks.
Thank you.
And to be in the follow up, she says, "I love Vesper." That's great.
And the Martins too, right?
And look at this one. This is even nice. Very nice from Leslie. She says, wow, how cool. You two were just perfection.
Thank you. Yeah.
Look at that.
So
That's
nice.
so cool. Oh, and then Steve writes, Steve has something to tell you guys. Look at this. Vesper blew me away. I've always thought about how reality is so personal and that the truth can sometimes be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks, Steve.
Love that. Yeah.
Samantha, Oh, sorry, Matt.
No, go ahead, Lizette. Please.
Quick question for Samantha. You said your husband helped with the sound for it, some of the sound on the project. When he saw some of your scenes with Skyler, was he like, "Oh my God, that was us"? Like, like did he relate to your, like did he was like watching his footsteps? Yeah. Or anything anymore, or ever, but like, was it like relatable to him or to you, or like?
Oh,
how did
yeah,
you...
yeah. I mean, like, a part of the experience, not that this story is necessarily based on my husband and I, but we did talk a lot about when you do, like, don't know how to communicate correctly to each other. And so, again, that's what kind of where the spark came from, but also because he was on set the whole time and then he came through the whole entire post-production. He is a genius. He comes with ideas from just reading the script. He's like, I have this sound design in my head and I'd like to tie this scene in with this scene. And what do you think about like this kind of like, I guess design. I don't know. He's better at describing this.
He has his own like storytelling, like arc and everything, all with sound, and it's amazing. And he gives,
Wow. So we had some fun times on set with him. Following Sky around and like, they had a great banter together, just, with the more, I guess, intimate, scenes and the love story part of it. But no, I mean, without him, we wouldn't have come up with a lot of the callbacks, and he just found all those little Easter eggs that just kind of brought Vesper together.
That's awesome.
I think the term Easter egg gets overused a lot, but today, but this is a perfect use for it, because when I watch the film, I want you guys to know I've seen this film, I think now 4 times. And every time I discover something new. And I think that is the whole point. I think that's what we're doing as filmmakers. We want to put these, as we call them, Easter eggs in, but more, I think it's more than that. It's we want to layer and layer and layer and go as far as you can. If you can, do it, because you guys did. And like it just makes that second, third, fourth viewing, it just makes it so fun to just dive in and see what else you can get from it. So that's, I have to congratulate your whole team for such an amazing movie that I think that people do need to see, and they need to see it again and think about it, because it's so relatable. So
yeah. And Matt and I were both huge fans, and Matt wanted to accept all of your awards. He did.
I actually did. So the people, when you guys weren't there, what happened was we were announcing awards, and I came up and so I hope that's okay. But
I hope you gave a speech and the whole thing.
There.
We'll actually be sharing some more of our event on our YouTube channel soon. We've been going through it. We have a bunch of cool footage, but there are the awards themselves, people coming up. But I think I remember I did say a couple things in regards to why I think this deserved the audience award and why it's important. It's like it's just a great film. I mean, we were so happy that you guys submitted it, and it really elevates us as filmmakers to put a bar up so high of what we expect of ourselves. We're not just, like I said earlier, it's like you could do another relationship story. There's so many of them, but like if you're gonna do one, you might as well dive in and really get it right. These subtleties, these details, these things that are ambiguous. They're not everything is black and white. There's so much in the gray, and you guys did that. So.
Yeah. And the fact that you had to do reshoots, and it took you 2 years. I mean, some people would be like a little frustrated and stuff, but you just nailed it. So well done, really.
Thank you. Yeah, we got there.
So how can people follow you guys for the film itself, or is it can people see it right now? Are you still in the festival circuit? What's the status with that?
You can follow Vesper on Instagram. It's Vesper Short Film. There is a link that you can go and watch it at any time you like. We still are in the festival route, but since it's already been released back in September on our first festival, it's fine to watch. So there's a little link in the bio.
I'm putting this right here. This is right. Vesper Short Film?
Yeah. That's
on Instagram. Okay. Perfect. And I want people to go and follow you guys and get an opportunity to see this film and share it with other people, because it is effective. I watched it with my fiance, and we cried together. I have to say that. I wasn't gonna say that, but man, those tears they just start your eyes. Oh my god! Now, did I just say that out loud? Okay, I did.
Yeah, you did say that. The second that I watched your film with my boyfriend, and he loved it, and we the same. We were like,
Oh.
they're so difficult.
Now I don't feel so bad. Thanks, Lizette. You didn't make it. Okay.
I got your back, Matt. I got your back. That's the film.
Good. Well, thank you guys so much for being with us today, and congratulations again on your awards at our film festival. And we look forward to seeing where this film goes from here, and we'll be following you guys. So
yeah, follow them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
All right, Samantha, Jean, Skyler, Bible. Thanks for being with you. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Vesper short film. Go to Instagram now. Okay.
You're gonna be like their promotions manager. They're like everything.
We have been promoting all day, but you know what? I don't like that word promoting because it's like it almost suggests like this like detached, like get the plug this, plug. But we have been plugging stuff, but I think we've been having real conversations with people today. That's the idea.
And
right?
the two of them are just so nice. I love when artists create projects and they're so good to talk to, and they're not, they're so nice and humble, and it's so good to see that. I want to work with them in the future. They're so cool, and I'm
Cool.
sure they'll get more work too because they're so awesome. So
Excellent. Well, we've had some people be watching us this whole time. I know there's going to be people watching this after the live feed, which is fine. We're going to get this out. So many incredible stories of filmmakers today. I'm so glad we were able to do this. Lizette, I want to talk a little bit more with you about the film festival itself before we sign off. But
Sure.
this is a message. This is just this is cool. Thank you, Justin. Great job, Matt, and the Shore Players team. What you guys are doing is phenomenal. Thanks, Justin. That's very cool. Very cool.
That's awesome.
And I kind of think what we're doing is kind of cool, actually, Lizette. For you, and we played that 2-minute little thing of you earlier,
That's
because
awesome.
you were wearing all these hats. I want to check in with you about your experience this year,
Mhm.
hosting this thing, judging this thing, and just kind of and acting in it as well. But what was that like, juggling all those, and how do you think we did it overall? Seeing that you actually witnessed it from like multiple eye lines. How did it all feel for you when it was over, looking back on all the different things? What was it like?
And going back to last year too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was, it was a lot to do, but honestly, I had fun the whole entire process. I really did. It's just for me, like, I was nervous about seeing Café Spanglish because I hadn't seen it before. So I'm just like, oh my God, I have to focus though, because I'm hosting and I have to, put on a good show for everyone, make them feel like they're having fun. We have all these amazing, talented filmmakers. I want them to know that their work is being honored and that they're being honored. But at the same time, I was a little nervous about, oh my God, my movie's premiering too. So this is crazy. But from last year to this year, I thought last year was amazing too. Honestly, I had a lot of fun at last year's Sherwood Players Film Festival. This year, I think personally, it was at a whole different, it like went to a whole different level this year. Not only were the films just, wow, competitive. It was really competitive, but to host and then to 2 days of hosting at the theater, at the Complex Theater, that was exciting. That was fun. We did have some little ran into some issues here and there, but everyone was so nice and so, cool and organized. And I was, to be honest, and a lot of artists, we don't pat ourselves on the back often, but I'm going to do it now because I was, most people think, would be overwhelmed, but I didn't feel that way. I just took a breath. I felt like I'm prepared for this. This is the life I want, to be constantly working. And if it's all in one day, so be it, So I held myself. And like Steve said, it's so good when it makes it so much easier when you work with people who are easy to work with. There was no like egos. There was no drama. Maybe here and there were disagreements, but we're such a professional team that everyone had a say, and we'd be like, that doesn't work. Oh yeah, let's go with that. That works. And we just worked so well together. David, you, Steve, and myself, and even bringing on Danny this year too. We all just worked it out, and it was so positive and inspiring. And it just, I didn't think twice about everything I was doing. I was just doing it.
Excellent. And yeah, it was a team. It took a team, and we should all pat ourselves on the back. And I'm glad you mentioned the other team members. So I do want to give a shout out to David Madwin, our event manager. Steve on earlier, Steve Brock was our director of submissions, and Danny McDermott was the co-host with you, and that was really awesome to see you guys. We got to see a little clip of him earlier, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But you guys work very well together, of course. And then it's just a nice group we have, and I think we're getting stronger, and I already have a bunch of filmmakers reaching out asking about the next festival. So,
whoa, yay.
So we will be opening up submissions March 1st.
And you know what, Matt? Yeah. You asked me how I felt, how it went, but looking at the clips that you put together, last night?
Yeah.
Look great. How do you feel about it? How did you feel?
I'm still coming down from the whole experience. I know this was a few weeks ago. It was right before Christmas. So we've been kind of, away from it for a while, and we're able to do this show today, which has been incredible, by the way. This is really just getting all the filmmakers in here to talk with us on the show has been awesome. But I still haven't fully processed it, to be honest, Lizette. I'm still, because we had a bunch of footage, and we had this group from Vegas, as you know, the social media show. They came and shot some stuff. We did a red carpet interviews. We have this panel afterwards. We have all the party action, and that was just from the award show. We had the screening itself. We had 3 blocks of films. We had, Steve was doing interviews in the middle. We had that whole the filmmakers champagne toast. We got that at the end of the night. So that was a 4-hour event. Then we did the 4-hour party.
The holiday party, yeah, the holiday
party,
Christmas,
bringing together not just filmmakers from SPIFF, but filmmakers and artists all throughout the Sherwood community. I'm still trying to figure out how do we do that, and are we able to present it to people that weren't there, that I don't want them to take our words for it. We're talking about it now, which is great, but I still want to share a bunch of this stuff. We still have a lot of footage and pictures to go through, and we will be. And I want people to know that just make sure you log in, to our, when I say log in, no, follow us on our social. You guys can do this. It's very easy to follow us on our social, because we are at Sherwood Players at every single platform. So Instagram, Twitter, whatever you like, at Sherwood Players. And go to our website, sherwoodplayers.com, and you can just stay engaged, stay involved, sign up for our mailing list, because we send out an email blast with all our stuff. But more than anything, just sign up for our YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because you're going to get notified when we have new content. And we're going to be putting up new content from that festival. There's so much to share with you guys. Even that little 2-minute clip I put together last night. We got so much more than that. That was just a little tease.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still processing, Lizette. I'm not there.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same with you. After everything was over, I was like, phew, now I can party and have fun. And not that I didn't have fun already, but when you're working, you want to make sure you're working and you're doing what you have to do as an artist, and as a host, especially, you're the person kind of making this party seem or be good. You're hosting it, and you want people to have fun. So it's like hosting a regular party, but this one's a festival. So it's work too. But after it was done, like I told you, in the process of it, I had fun. I really, truly did. I had fun last year, but this year it was, I don't know. It was overwhelming to me in a good way, that it was going so well, and it was so wonderful. And everybody seemed to me like they were having such a good time. Like really everyone looked like they were having a good time too. And that's part of it. So kudos to you, Matt, because I know you wear a lot of hats too.
I can't do it without you guys. Otherwise it's just an idea in your head, and we had the idea to do a film festival, and it made sense. This is, we've done it twice now. So third one's going to be,
third one's a charm, baby.
Yeah. We just keep elevating each time. So I'm excited about the new submissions coming in for this next year. We'll open March 1st with that. That'll be on spiff.live. You can check back there. If you want to check out the full winners list of this festival from 2022, you can just, go to sherwoodplayers.com and you can click on SPIFF and you get the full winners list right there. And we'll be updating the spiff.live site very soon with the March 1st. I believe, we're just gonna go for it. March 1st. We're gonna give you guys plenty of time getting your films in. Early discounts, obviously, if you get in early. But we want you guys submit as many categories as possible, because we have these categories and we want to highlight all the jobs that it takes to put a film together. It's really important that we give that opportunity for people, not just best film or best director, and those are great. Topic or categories, but we also have what do we got? Best cinematography, we got editing, we got
animated short. Didn't we have an animated short too? Did we have that?
Right, so we have different genres. We got the animation short, we got documentary short, we got music video. So like, get your films together, guys, and get ready to submit March 1st. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're getting more and more attention and stuff, because didn't the film crew from Vegas kind of find you with everything they found out about what the Sherwood Players Film Festival?
They did. They tapped into us and they wanted to cover our event. They did a great job. And again, like I said, we have a lot of content that they created for us, and we're going to be able to get that out on our YouTube channel soon. So again, hit like and subscribe. You can share this video if it's going to be replaying. You'll be first to hear when we upload new content. We got a lot of great content coming this year, guys. This is going to be awesome.
And what's next? What's next?
Oh, well, we'll say this. Next week on the Sherwood Shakeup, we'll be doing an entire episode on our latest project, business audio theater, and it's called The Brain Savers. Full audio book. And Lizette, you're involved with that, of course. You voice some roles. I can't wait to do this episode, because we're doing our launch party this Saturday in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And this thing's, it's actually on every streaming platform right now, every audio streaming platform right now. So people, you guys got to look for that. Brain Savers. It's called The Brain Savers. Go to Audible right now. Give us a download, listen to it, get a review, and you guys can tune in if you want to hear more about The Brain Savers and business audio theater. That'll be next week's episode here, Tuesday, 3:00 Pacific time, and we'll have Lizette's you're gonna be catching up with the creators and the writers and the actors at the event on Saturday. So we'll be able to share some footage from that next Tuesday. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah, we're doing it. 2023 just got started, Matt.
I just got word. Next week we're going to have the actual inventor of the technology, Dr. Colin McDonald's, coming on with us.
Wow.
He will be on live with us next Tuesday. Plus, he's getting at some of his colleagues, the other doctors, the ones that are actually voiced in the audiobook. They're going to be on with him, and we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to have Michael and Bonnie, the creators of business audio theater. They'll be on with us as well. So we're going to have a great time next week. But so we're excited.
Whew, I'm already excited.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome, Matt.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Lizette, for coming in today. I'm going to do a little sign off, and then we'll catch up with you at the event this Saturday. We'll see you in Hollywood at the Brain Savers launch party.
Eade and I will be there.
Awesome. Thanks, Lizette. Okay.
All right, Matt. See you later.
Okay,
bye,
bye.
everyone.
And that concludes our season premiere of the Sherwood Shakeup. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we will see you back here next Tuesday for the next episode of the Sherwood Shakeup. Until then, Sherwood Players, power to the people, power to the artist, and take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.